Yo, what's going on YouTube? It's your boy, the DFS Overlord, coming back at you with another video. Today is Tuesday, February the 28th, and I'm coming back at you with 4 new NBA player props for Prizepicks. We've been pumping these videos out. I did not put out a video yesterday, but we are back today. So I'm going to get right into the picks in this one. So I'm looking at 2 players from the same team against Chicago, and I am looking at my good man, Fred VanVleet. And I'm also looking at his teammate, Jakob down here. Where is he at? Jakob right here. I'm looking at both of their point totals, and I'm looking for both of them to go over. I like Jakob to go for 12 points, and I like Fred VanVleet to go for 20 points. Now, I'm going to show you why. Now, I use this software right here called props.cash. Now, if you aren't using any type of tool to get like insight or do research on your player prop picks, you're essentially just guessing. This tool right here gives you an abundance of information, you know, past history, lines, hit rates, projections. If you want to try this out for free, you can do so by following the link in my description. You can get a 7-day free trial. Let me show you how this thing works. So like I said, let's actually go down to the game real quick. So you see all the players from Toronto right here. Let's first click on Fred VanVleet here. So all of his information is pulled up, as we see off the back right here. So this right here pretty much says that on average, all of the sports books that this website considers, which I know they do FanDuel, DraftKings, I believe MGM, and some others, they have him favored to go over at -120. Fred VanVleet also averages 19.7 on the season, averaging 22.2 over his last 10, 18.6 over his last 5, and he's played Chicago multiple times. This is an average here. He's averaging 28.5 points against Chicago on the season. He's played them at least twice this season. Let's go to the full season, or at least the last 30 games. There was this point right here where Fred VanVleet could do no wrong when it came to scoring. He had like 3 or 4 30-point games. He went over 25 in all but one of these games, and he was just on a tear. I like him to get back to form here. We see we had these 2 games back here. We had 39 back-to-back nights. He was really scoring the basketball at a level that I didn't really think Fred VanVleet was. I'm not going to say he wasn't capable of, but he was like consistently scoring. With Chicago, although it says that they only give up 112 points a game, which is ranked number 10 in the league. Field goal percentage allowed, they're ranked number 9, which is pretty good. Their point guard defense is at 28. Every Chicago game, it seems like that I watch, they're giving up a ton of buckets. You know, they can score a lot, but they get scored on a lot. So I like Fred VanVleet to get 20 in this matchup. And like I said, I also like Jakob as well. Now, it says that their center defense is pretty good at 4 here. The one thing that makes me want to go with Jakob is, of course, the line is pretty low. The sportsbooks have it at about a 50-50 chance. Now, he's averaging 12.3 over the season, 14.5 over his last 10, and this 15.8 over the last 5 is what I'm really just looking at, due to the fact that, like, since he's been traded to Toronto, his numbers have just been great. I mean, he had a 30-point game against Orlando, 21 against New Orleans and their bigs, and he actually went over this line against Cleveland and their bigs as well. He's also played Chicago multiple times, averaging 17.5 over, you know, those 2 or 3 games. Matter of fact, let's click versus Chicago. He played them twice right here. He had 21 on the 28th against Chicago, and he had 14 on the February the 6th against Chicago. So as you see, you know, like I said, Chicago gives up a lot of buckets to each and every position. Let me actually go back to Fred VanVleet and see what his actual numbers were too. So he dropped 30 against Chicago in November. He played them back-to-back nights, dropped 30 and then dropped 27. So those were a little bit of older games, a little bit in the beginning of the season, but still, I mean, I like Fred VanVleet and Jakob to both go over that number. I feel like they should not have a problem doing so. Now, let me bring up one pick that I believe isn't on the Prizepicks plays yet. I was looking at Brook Lopez on, or he actually is on here. Okay. No, see, they don't have his points total. I'm sorry. They have him for free throws made. So this one will want to be, this is going to be one that you're going to want to look out for to see if they put it on there, because I actually spotted this on props.cash. I think Milwaukee is playing, let me see here if I can find them. Where are you at? Let me just search them up here. So Milwaukee is playing Brooklyn, and Brook Lopez has just been in great form here. Brooklyn's defense they're ranked 23rd. They have his line at 12.5. Heavily favored to go over that line, so we're looking for him to get 13. He's averaging 14.7 on the season, 15.7 over the last 10, 19.6 over the last 5, and he dropped 15 on Brooklyn, at least in one game. Let's see if he's played in the multiple games. Okay, so he's averaging 15, only dropped 7, and then 23 points over a couple days before Christmas on the 23rd. But when we go back here, one thing that stuck out to me in reference to my last play with the Yakaperto against Chicago, Brook Lopez dropped 33 points. So keep that in mind. We got a center. Yakaperto is a center. So this is one thing that really, just solidified, my thoughts behind the Yakaperto play. But anyway, like I said, Brook Lopez here, 3-point percentage allowed. Brooklyn is 25th. We know Brook Lopez likes to go outside and hit those threes. Center defense, like I said, 23. Brook Lopez has been in good form lately. So I feel like this is why Prizepicks does not have this on their site, because they know that it will probably be an easy over. So look out for that play. If you do play on like DraftKings and FanDuel Sportsbook as well, lock in that Brook Lopez 12.5. I would even be comfortable with that, maybe over 13.5. I wouldn't go over 13.5 as a play. But my last play, which I feel like is just a smash spot and a lock, and I don't want to make it seem like it's any recency bias, but I just like Jarred Vanderbilt to get over 9 points. If you saw how he was playing against Dallas, he really, really was just locked into his new team, in his role. He's been getting minutes. He had 15 points that game. Over his last 5, he went on under this number 3 times. Let's actually pull him up on props.cash so we can get more of a detailed breakdown. Like I said, if you want to try this software, the link is down below. So let me see. Vanderbilt. Here we go. Vanderbilt. So they actually have his line on here listed at 8.5. So let me raise this line to 9. Now, there's several reasons why I feel like this line is very obtainable for Vanderbilt. So we all know that the Lakers are without LeBron, right? So those minutes are going to have to be complemented for, and there's going to be more usage for players like Vanderbilt, Beasley, AD, what have you, Russ, and all of them, right? D'Angelo Russell. So we see that Memphis is ranked 23rd against the small forward, which is not good. They allow some 3-pointers, which I don't think that Vanderbilt shoots many threes. However, I think that even if this game is close, or even if this game is a blowout, like if they're getting blown out, I can still see Vanderbilt on the floor. If it's a close game, it's probably because Vanderbilt is, playing that good role as a role player. And I just think that, in either scenario, Vanderbilt is good for like at least 10 points in this matchup. Only averaging 8.3 on the season, 7.2 over his last 10, 8.6 over the last 5, 8.7 against Memphis, where he had 12 in January and 7. But you got to think, he was coming from a team where he was sharing time with Kelly Olynyk, and you had marketing up there. So he has a more expanded role, I feel, on the Lakers. And with LeBron being out, I just think it's open season, man. Playing minutes in the high 20s after the way he was playing against Dallas, I expect him to be in like the low 30s, especially with LeBron being out. So the data isn't really strong to say like, Vanderbilt is a great scorer or anything like that. But with LeBron being out, with him being on the floor most likely in a close game, or like them just losing or a blowout, I think that Jarred Vanderbilt to get at least 10 points in this matchup. If it's going to be close, they're going to need his offense. And if they're getting blown out, I still think he's going to be on the floor. So I like these 3 picks for today's slate. Like I said, Fred VanVleet over 19.5, Yakaperto over 11.5, and Jarred Vanderbilt over 9 points to get 10. And I guarantee you, watch later on that this line is going to be set at 10. I think so. These are the 3 picks I'm going with. Let me know what you think about my picks in the comment below. If you do like this video, if you found this insight helpful, go ahead and give it a like, subscribe to the channel for more videos, and I will catch you guys on the flip side. Happy betting, people. Let's make some money.